Dear parishioners and friends, good day to all of you. We gather today for a special dish that is very dear to me, and that is gnocchi. Why is gnocchi something that is very dear and special to me? Because my mom last name is Gnocchi, Malvina Gnocchi Monacelli. And so in memory of my mom, who passed away in 1999, and last week, May the 12th, she will have been 86 years old. It was her birthday, May the 12th. So I dedicate this dish, the gnocchi, to my mom, and I know she will be looking upon me from heaven. So we begin with the ingredients. We have 1 kilo of potatoes that barely on the same size, a bit smaller, a bit bigger, but more or less on the same size. Then we have 300 grams of flour, and any flours is okay. And then 1 egg, a pinch of nutmeg and a pinch of salt, and then the semolina we will use it later, and I'll show you how I'm going to use it. So now, to begin, we're going to boil the potato, and so we go at the pot. So we have the potatoes, and we're going to put them in the pot in 1 layer. So we're not going to have a big pot, and we try to avoid the potatoes are one on top of the others. Otherwise, when they cook, being in a different level, the water have a different temperature and they will cook unevenly. So we want an even layer of water. And cold water. And we just cover them like that. And then we are gonna turn on. So we're gonna leave them. When the water boils, we're gonna leave them for 20 minutes, half an hour. So I'll see you soon. So this is 40 minutes after the water has been boiled, and they're nice and soft. So I think they're ready. So we're gonna take them out. Put them in here. You see the steam, and that is good that they steam out, so the water evaporates, because they need to be, the less water the better it is. So we're gonna leave them here for a moment to do their work, to steam out. So the potato has been sitting for a minute or two, but we want them still warm, because when we mix them with the flour and the eggs, the mixture has to be, the potato needs to be still warm, not cold. So what we're going to do now is just peel them. You see they're still steaming a little bit. Yep, it may take some time to pull them, but we don't want the skin, and if there is a little bit of skin, like a little bit in it, that's fine. It makes the gnocchi more homemade. So as the potato have been peeled, and there is still some steam coming up, which means they're still evaporating. The water is still coming out, and they are still warm. So what we're going to do now, we're going to put the flour inside the bowl. And then we'll squeeze the potato, kind of a mashed potatoes, inside the flour. Like that. And we squeeze slowly. See the potatoes coming out nicely. and squeeze, 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 squeeze. Beautiful, look at that. Even though that all potatoes don't go through because that doesn't reach to the bottom, we can still use this one inside, no worries, put them all in. And we clean this up like that. Good. Okay, so now we have here potatoes and flour. We'll mix like that, see? And now it's time to put one egg in the middle. And we start mixing. Pinch of salt now, and we grate a little bit of nutmeg before we mix it all together. And voila! So now we need to go in with hands. I wash my hands so they're nice and clean, and we have to mix them a bit harder. All right, you see they start to get, at this point, we can put it on the board. It is messy, of course, like anytime we deal with flour. So now we can start to use the semolina I was saying at the beginning. Just we use it for, instead of using flour, because we don't want to have too much flour, we use semolina to put it down to kind of makes it nice. It's coming along well. Now we have a nice dough, we'll call it dough, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut it, let's say like that, in pieces like that, and those pieces we're gonna make a little bit of a round like that. How thick you want the gnocchi. That's the thing. You can make it very small, and so that means you're gonna make this kind of longer and thinner, but I think this is the right size. So this is the last one, and we're gonna roll it again the size that we like. The semolina helps to keep them separate and less gluey. Fantastic. So far is okay, not too bad. Now we're gonna cut them basically at this size here, more or less. So we'll put them all together. They won't be exactly the same, but that's the good thing about being homemade, that they're not all the same. Okay. The last 2 rolls. All right, now here we have almost done gnocchi. Almost, because they are not finished. We need to do, I don't know how to say, but we need to make the lines around the gnocchi. Now there are 3 ways of doing it. One is to leave it actually like this. You can just cook it like this, and that's fine. Another way is to use a fork. So we take a fork and we just press a little bit like that. And I am honest, I'm not good at it. But let's see. You press a little bit and you make the lines around the gnocchi. And I am not good. Another way to do it . And instead of the fork, we use this, and it's a bit longer, so it makes you better. See? You press a little bit and you make the lines. So this is 1 kilo of potato with 300 grams of flour. That's the amount. Maybe for 4 people will be good. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna freeze them. Okay, so in order to freeze them, because we're gonna make a pesto sauce with this next week. So which means we're gonna wait. So we get that sense of waiting for something good that happens, waiting which reawaken that desire for something good that is coming. The awaiting is the characteristic of our heart during Advent and Lent, waiting for the celebration of Christmas, waiting for the celebration of the resurrection of Easter, waiting for something good, for something beautiful, the eternal good. Our hearts await and desires the eternal good, which is God. But the God that we are waiting for is revealed to us through the small daily things of every day, like gnocchi, like a sauce, like pesto, tomato sauce, and so on. So those little things which God is revealed to what is good, because anything that is good, anything that is beautiful, is the reflection of the eternal good, the eternal beauty that is God. And so now we're going to freeze them. So what we're going to do, we have to put them separately on a cookie sheet. We cannot freeze them in a bag like this, otherwise instead of many gnocchi will become one gnocco together. So we don't want to do that, because you see they start to get, you know, with the temperature they start to amalgamate together, to get sticky and gluey. We don't want that. So we're going to separate them all in the sheet right away, and we're going to freeze them like that. Once they are frozen like that, then you can put them in a bag and they won't get together, because they're already frozen. So a couple of things. Have you noticed that you can tell they're homemade. They're not made with a machine, because you see how this is big and this is skinny, this is small. It's okay, because when we boil them next time, once they are cooked, they come on the surface of the water, so this one will cook faster than this, and that's perfectly fine, and it shows they're really homemade. They should not, they have to freeze at a social distance. They can't be touching each other. So we're gonna put another some semolina, then we put another sheet and put them all with their own social distance. So we made 2 layers, and that's how we're gonna freeze them like this. Maybe we put one on top, yes. So we're gonna freeze them like this, and we'll wait until next week, and we're gonna make pesto. And God bless you all.